There are two sides to Galamsey.
Mr.
The
Gentle have
side
said a lot.
and the side
but I
that
think
is
the main
affecting
reason
all
why he
of
has
us.
said most of the things he said
And no president can
is the
come in
fact
and
that
say
I think the World Bank or the IMF is reporting that
I even asked the question,
report on
how
the
do politicians
50% of Ghanaians
finance themselves? They should tell
and I
us.
think last year,
Electoral Commission
when
has a
we're
duty
beginning to
ask those questions.
when
How
the government
do
was
they
beginning to
finance
give
themselves?
us
Yesterday,
figures
I
that
asked
showed
one
strong economic
MP.
recovery.
I don't want to mention his name.
I don't
When I was on
remember.
GTV,
There was
and we were
a
talking
prominent
about
person who
Galamsey.
said
I asked him,
Ghanaians do not eat figures.
Honorable, how do you finance your campaign?
I think it's more or
Why?
less reflect that statement.
can answer.
If the figures are good,
That's not
what
because
we
if you look at the
actually
amount of money that
and as they often say, the
being
sweetness of the
used
food
to do
is
these
the
campaigns and all of that. In
not
fact, I was
actually saying that the food is
Captain Prince
sweet.
Kofi Anwan
And I
also
think
mentioning
that
the
should
same
be a
thing. He was
very good
asking
for
questions
the
about
NDC
how
government.
I
want to
how much
tackle
you need
that
to
and I'll
invest
come
into
to as a gentle or whether both parties can work in the
how you need to get those
of which some aspect is a good thing, but as they work together. There are other aspects we may not be able to work together because you have a vision you want to implement, and by our tradition, sometimes some of these vision clash. So I don't always think all the time we can always work together. If somebody said they are socialists,
politician,
and then even though in reality they are not really socialists, if you see some of the intervention, the MPP has even put forward more socialist intervention than them. But this vision sometimes means that it's a clash of ideas and we have to push.
So that when laws go to the president,
but the first part I want to mention that this doesn't actually surprise me at all, because we are already feeling it. In fact, the World Bank report underestimate what the real Ghanaian is really feeling.
Where are we getting the money from? But we have to get it.
A few months ago, I had the opportunity to go into most of the northern region. The northern region is the Savannah region,
one finger is pointing at the politician, three fingers are pointing back at us.
If you hear reports from farmers, even the amount of money they have put in,
so he will do anything, even if he doesn't want to do it, he will do it to make money.
If they sell the maize, at that time maize was sold in the market as
corruption.
180
It was a cracks of corruption.
But 200 cities. Currently, a maize of bag in the northeast region
elections
is
right now, and how much you need to put into it. I don't know in terms of
some of these farmers are not able to make a living at all. So I think it's actually underreported, or it probably is old data, maybe data dating back to 6 months ago. The current reality is that the farmers are really suffering.
Now we're not
for
giving
the cocoa farmers, I mean, you've already seen some of the few protests that we have seen.
That is your right to vote. But nobody can ask for any money.
In an economic depression,
but we
what we're facing in
transport money, and that transport money sometimes is not what do you call it? 50 cedis.
But here is a case.
That somebody sometimes can be huge. The figures are good. Yes, and they'll tell you where the and then you get politicians themselves.
If you move from there to the cities, a lot of people are going
television,
through energy
this, that.
The price of energy is now so much
to be a parliamentarian,
even lecturers, lecturers, teachers,
don't buy it.
Nurses cannot even show that.
But that
some of the increases,
they are also taking it up.
They are more or less.
You dare not.
Let me say unofficial, because they almost amount to energy. A lot of people have reported buying 200, 300 cedis worth of energy, and we didn't.
Are people still going through that? I think it was high a couple of months back.
I am still experiencing it. Yeah, I am. I mean, good example. I'm experiencing it. So energy poverty, and this is why energy poverty is a reality. So people, the IMF is using OPS. The current reality is that the Ghanaian is really suffering
for it to happen.
But here is a case when they were in opposition.
Don't we put the politicians
something the Ghanaian has bought into. Among research, the 24 hours economy, the Ghanaian youth are really suffering.
Am I not here? You know what time I woke up? I need to be here at a certain time. I don't need a police motorcade to take me through traffic to take me to where I'm going. Sometimes
they tell us that they have started implementing it by building 24 hours market. A misplaced priority. Because just like their
I thought I was going to abolish that thing.
These 24 hours market are future home for reptiles.
I'm dead against it. I'm really dead against it. Because reptiles such as public service to do what?
This is the snakes, and then whatever reptiles you can find there. the same way they are misplacing these priorities.
When you go to other countries,
how do you start building
politicians and the same traffic as everybody?
Now we are told by the
some countries they take bus, they take tube.
It is not actually even part of the program. And if it is not part of the program, what is it? The other policy that they have put in place is the policy in the agri sector. They have implemented the Akukon Kitikiti program. Is this really a policy that can alleviate poverty among the people?
You've been to London?
Yeah. No. I mean, you heard the report from the agri minister about 3-4 months ago. What was the report? Because before they implemented this Akukon Kitikiti program, we said this was a program for people to have pepper soup.
No bodyguard. He could have had some bodyguards around, but I wouldn't see them.
He was working. I'm surprised they have not even shuffled him or he resigned or them sacking him. Admitted that people have indeed used the Akukon program.
And you see, once they are no more in office,
can this alleviate
come back to normal?
So you ask yourself, some 2 years they have come to power. You raise
you don't have a choice.
When you were well, if you were,
and when you come to power, we don't really see the actual policies. Almost 2 years into power. You'll be fine. What is the main policy that they can point to?
A lot of politicians that come into power
and reducing the suffering among the Ghanaians, for example, you don't see it. So this 56
jobs
is though I believe it's an old data. The current reality is not anybody. Because
what percentage is the current reality that we face right now?
Well, I've not done a study, but
so why are you not?
I am feeling it. I have just told you that I have gone to the Northeast region and I have heard farmers.
That is you just going around and talking to farmers and they give you a report of what they have gone through.
Because I know
somebody has done
how long that this society takes to
how do I handle that?
And you ask yourself, since the time that they have conducted the research, what intervention can you point to that tells you they have done something about it? Zero.
The research came out not long ago.
So even if you say I'm not back from
the research takes time. It could be 6 months, 3 months, 8 months old data.
It shows us the fact that this is what they think that
we know that there has been
what you also say.
I am in the system. No, I am in the system.
Based on your conversation.
So you don't understand it.
Okay.
The period between the research, when the research was conducted and now, there has not been an intervention to stop it.
As for telling the president
about to do it, there's no intervention.
President I'm talking about his health.
When did it come out?
I am just saying the research takes time. Usually 6 months, 3 months, or whatever. And if there's no intervention that period,
what was that?
Only say that is worse because there's no intervention. If the patient is sick and you diagnose the patient is sick and you have not applied medicine
and its effects
unless you are praying to God for
and the fact that I talk about some of them doesn't mean I'm a medical doctor. I am not.
An external body says I'm a medical doctor.
I've never been a medical doctor and I will never be a medical doctor.
Oh my goodness.
That will be in trouble. The fact that you're not a medical doctor doesn't mean you can't talk about medical things.
External body. It's your ways. You said the government is not even aware. If you have
today, even with the kind of technology we have, information is very easy to get.
Let's call this private. Let's call this private body.
And they are doing it on their own.
Let's call this
without informing the government. You want the government to go and ask
let me give you an analogy. Let's call this private body
I'm sure
a doctor.
Find out.
And the government and each citizen is a patient.
In this country,
the patient will usually have the symptoms and the sign before they report there is a problem. And if you go to the doctor will find out that you have a problem and you, the patient, is unaware that you have a problem. That's a dying patient. That is a dying patient. So we have a problem there. If the government is unaware that Ghanaians are suffering, that's why we pointed out to them last year that these were figures. And some people say people don't eat figures. We eat the reality of it. And if the government is unaware and we have to wait for the World Bank to tell us there's a problem in Ghana, then the economy is not in the hands of the right people. that means we have a problem. And to talk about Mr. Gentua,
that's a comment from.
I agree with Mr. Gentua that when you go to the advanced country, United States, Britain, Singapore, regardless of a party, they usually have a particular area they do not touch.
Yeah.
And I have always advocated for it. For example, when it comes to education and the health sector, we should have a policy congruent between all the political parties. Because with education, if we toil with education, you are more or less destroying the country. So we shouldn't play politics with those particular areas. But there are other areas that our vision can no longer reconcile. Because the vision is just so completely different. For example, if you believe that from COVID-19 that the priority should be in hospital because we had realized during COVID-19 that we had a serious shortage of hospitals in the country. And that government started building Agenda 11 hospitals. And we believe this should have been the national priority. And you have a reckless government like the NDC that thinks that the priority is to build 24 hours market, which you don't even know which part of the world have you seen such a policy implemented. How can you reconcile between the two? One has a vision that takes the interest of the people. One believes in building infrastructure for building's sake. So how do you reconcile the two? Can we ask them to abandon it? We have told them that this is not a good policy for you to implement. Finish the existing hospital, they say no. So do you want the MPP to abandon our vision and then just agree with the government that you can just throw public money in those particular 24 hours market? Those areas we cannot agree. We have a problem. Because to agree simple means that you are complicit in their negligence the way they handle the economy. Those areas I will not be able to agree with them. But if they are able to take suggestions, like Mr. Gentua lamented earlier, they are not even a listening government. You ask him, with all these ideas, why are they not? I mean, you ask him, with all these ideas, why are they not adopting them? He said he doesn't know. Ask those people. But it's not today Mr. Gentua has been saying this on TV. It's quite a very long time. It means the people you have been speaking to, they are not listening. Because they
including your own government.
Well,
including your own government.
Because it takes the two.
Currently, the people managing it is the NDC.
Okay.
And 2 years now.
If you did what you were supposed to do then, they wouldn't have to come and do what they are trying to do now.
But the people of Ghana say, let's stop working with party politics. The people of Ghana
with
bought
Ghana.
into their campaign
Ghana
of
first.
research. And they have given them the power. And what have we seen so far? We are seeing formatting. There's no research. We have seen continuous formatting in every area. That is why this report is painting a very bad picture.
Okay.
If it is research, we understand.
Thank you.